fans, comic geeks, and all nerds in between. My name is Megan, and I am here to talk about the newest episode of Daredevil Born Again, Season 2, Episode 7, The Hateful Darkness. So much happened in this episode, so I'm going to try not to make this a super long episode, but I might get in my feelings. I might go on a tangent. I don't know. But a lot happened, and I want to talk about all of it. First of all, we start with David Bowie's It Ain't Easy, which it sure isn't, David. So, how do we start this episode? Karen is in jail. As you'll remember in the last episode, she was caught by Officer Powell, and now she is in jail. Fisk visits Karen in jail. It gets super tense. Fisk calls Karen a criminal, which is bananas, and Fisk chokes Karen, and Karen looks like she's super into this whole like villainy lifestyle, so good for her, I guess. So two characters I did not think would be in this episode was Jessica Jones and Mr. Charles. Jessica visits Mr. Charles in his bed, and he is in his underwear, and it is a sight to see, I guess, for Jessica, and she threatens him, as she tends to do. Turns out Mr. Charles is the only one that can help Jessica find Luke. Now, I have thoughts on this. So Luke has been gone. He works for this company, Mr. Charles. So I thought, and I'll admit I'm wrong, I thought when Jessica said that people she knows took up the offer to work with him, that I thought it was her sister, but it's actually Luke. But this brings me to a point. You've seen the spoilers. You have to. If you haven't by now, God bless you, but I'm about to spoil it for you. We know that Luke is in the next season. What happens between this next episode and the next season that brings him back? It feels like they are hinting at so much that's happened in Jessica's life that we are not privy to knowing at all. We have years of stuff that's happened, and in Luke's life too, because last time we left him, he was the kingpin of Harlem. So what happened? They have a whole daughter. We don't know. So are we going to get a special presentation before the next season of Daredevil Born Again that kind of explains all that? Because what, Luke's just going to come in, he's just, oh, I just got into town. Everything worked out. No, something, we got to get something. Come on, guys. I think the newest season comes out next spring. So maybe we'll get it like January, February, maybe. But yeah. That was my thought. Mr. Charles also mentioned that he thinks Fisk will kill the governor to put his own person in office, which we find out is very true. Good looking out, Mr. Charles. Bullseye is back and shirtless, which is how I like it. And Daredevil says that he needs to forgive Bullseye, not for Daredevil, not for him, but for Foggy, for Karen, for everyone else, so he can help with Fisk, because he said he was going to do one good deed, and Daredevil has the deed just for him, and we will get back to that. Who else is back? Brett Mahoney. Brett Mahoney is back. He visits Karen in prison and breaks Karen out of jail so she can go talk to Matt Murdock, Daredevil, in the alleyway. He says he can't take her out, but he can only have a minute. Girl, you should have ran. You should have just ran. Karen says that she has to stay to face Fisk in court, which we don't know how that goes, but I don't think it's going to go well. But when she's walking into court, you saw all the people booing her. You're like, boo, you're a bad person. Blah. That was me. I emotionally connected with those people. I get it. She sucks. But she doesn't suck as much as the next person we're going to talk about, and that's Heather. I hate Heather. And if anyone's watched these shows, you hate Heather too. Heather stops in to check on Fisk, and I audibly said, Heather, shut up. I understand he's grieving. He's going through a lot, and she's trying to be a friend. But Heather, shut up. And Fisk knows that Heather went through Vanessa's jewelry, which is interesting. I think Fisk isn't mad about this because I think that he is welcoming this more evil side of her, that he's welcoming the shadiness of her now. And he needs more people on his side because after this episode, he's down someone I'm still have not come to terms with leaving. Daniel and BB. Damn, Daniel, you're back at it again with fighting with BB. Buck is waiting for Daniel to hand BB over to him. So that's terrifying, right? And then Daniel says we need a safe house. We need to put you somewhere safe that Buck doesn't know about. So BB's thinking, oh, he's going to take me somewhere safe. We're going to be okay. But she gets there, and then it's revealed that he was not going to take her to a safe house. He was going to go give her to Buck, who was absolutely going to kill her. But instead, he hands BB her phone, and he says, just go run. Don't tell me where you're going. I think this says a lot about Daniel's growth, because in the first season, we were all like, all right, you're just Fisk's yes boy, you know? And now we see that he knew he was going to die in there. He knew he was going to go in and he was not going to be okay. But he went in anyways. He saved BB's life. And man, I gotta tell you, I was really, really upset. I was really bummed about it because I loved Daniel's character. I love the actor. And I really liked Buck and his friendship. And now it's all gone. Also, I don't know if this is a hot take or not. I don't know. But are we all in agreement that Buck is way more vicious than Wesley now? Like, I love Wesley. I think he had way better chemistry with Fisk. And I think he had more, I don't know. He just had more swag about him. But Buck, he's a loose cannon. He's crazy. He's crazy enough that Heather wants to get with him. And she's nuts. So I think that now Buck has surpassed Wesley. So congratulations, Buck. You did great. Now, we are in court. Kirsten is Karen's attorney. Everything is going pretty well. Kirsten is kicking ass left and right. She is a problem to those cops. But Kirsten is not out of tricks yet because she calls a co-counsel. Now, she is immediately badgered for this by the other lawyer. But who is her co-counsel? And I don't know why I didn't see it coming. It's Matt Murdock. Matt Murdock showed up in all his lawyering glory, and it has been so long since we've seen this, and this is incredible. So I don't know who I expected, but when she said she had co-counsel, I was like, who could it be? Who? I didn't think it would be him, but Fisk is livid about that. So that was pretty fun. That was pretty exciting. So speaking of Fisk is about to get suspended by the governor, which I think is a pretty big sign that the governor's life is about to end. So they kind of set that one up. Matt and Kirsten need a police escort to leave the courthouse, and they still get attacked. And Matt gets shot in the leg, so that puts a real damper on his Daredevil bling life, which kind of tells you that we're not going to get some epic fight scene in the next episode, which is fine. I don't know what's going to happen next episode, but I'm hyped. So yeah, while that's happening, back to that governor gets attacked. She's about to get taken out because Fisk wants to put his own person in there. But it is all stopped because that one good deed that Daredevil mentioned to Poindexter. Bullseye goes in and saves her life. And then he just walks out, pieces out into the woods, not a care in the world. He's just happy. I love that man. God. So Buck is pissed that Daniel let BB go, and he beats the brakes off Daniel. And this was a really hard scene to watch because Daniel is whimpering no to him, telling him to stop. And part of me thought Buck was going to be like, okay, whatever. I don't know, beat you into an inch of your life. But no, Buck kills him. And the Marvel fan in me, every single scenario went in my head like, maybe it's a fake death. Maybe he shot to the right of his head. Maybe it's a fake body. Maybe Mephisto. He's dead. So that really sucks. I loved his character and I'm so sad about it. But back to who I'm not sad about. Heather. Heather performs an evaluation on Karen. It goes horrendously wrong because Karen turns it around on her. Heather brings up Karen's dead brother. She gets very, very nasty about it. And it's revealed that Heather knows Karen killed Wesley, which surprised me because it's like, who else knows? I thought that was a secret. At least Fisk and Daredevil knew, but girl? And also, Heather clocks that Karen likes Frank. So I feel like that's going to be brought up soon. But during that time, we also get a Muse appearance in the window reflection, signifying that Heather is about to go crazier than usual. Because she's nuts, like I said. She attacks Karen, and Karen gives her nothing back. Nothing. She laughs at her. She does not whimper in pain. And I think Karen is pissed, but she knows she's pushed her button just as Heather tried to push her button. Then the end, it's narrated by Matt's prayer. Daniel's officially dead. And Buck takes the trophy for the most vicious henchman that Fisk has ever had. So so much happened in this episode, and I don't know where we're gonna go in the last. We have one more episode left, so I only get to do one or more of these reviews, and I'm kind of sad about it. Not that it gets many views, but I just like doing this. But there's just so much that happened in this episode, and it's like, what's gonna happen next? There's so many loose ends that are they going to tie off? Are they not? Karen, do we think that Matt's going to trade himself in so he's in jail instead of Karen? Because that's what I think. Then Jessica Jones, what are we going to do with you? What about Luke? What about Mr. Charles? What about Fisk? What about Buck? Also, something I feel like that's not brought up enough. What happens when Fisk finds out about Daniel? Because he did have kind of a father-son relationship with them at somehow. And he did just lose Vanessa, so he's still grieving. And then Daniel got shot. Daniel died. Now, is Buck going to say, I took out Daniel? Or is he going to say, I don't know where Daniel is. Maybe BB killed him. I don't know. I feel like something weird's going to happen, but I could see Fisk finding out that Buck took out Daniel, and then he takes out Buck. And what if that's the thing that gets him arrested? But we know BB's going to get him arrested because she's out. She's safe now, as safe as you can be. But she has all the dirt on him. I don't know, guys. This episode was bananas. And I told myself before I watched this episode, I said, I'm not going to make a review that's over 5 minutes. Just make it quick. I'm sorry. I can't do that. Too much happened, and I'm feeling too many emotions today. So if you catch me tomorrow, or depending on when you watch this episode, the day after the episode premiered on Disney Plus, just know I'm not okay. I have a lot going on, and I still have not come to terms with this because so much happened, and I don't know. I don't know, guys. So that is my breakdown and review of episode 7 of Daredevil Born Again season 2. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will like and subscribe, and I hope you have a marvelous day.